I'm unsure about how this mic is gonna go. Just try. But if we don't have people, I don't know. I'll try to not scream at people. Okay.
All right.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. We'll go ahead and call the meeting of the Water Conservation Subcommittee to order. Secretary Montoya, will you please do the roll call?
Board Member Mullen.
Here.
Board Member DeWitt is absent. Chair Badenfort.
Here.
Let the record reflect that all subcommittee members are present with the exception of Board Member DeWitt.
We don't have any remote participation today, so we'll take public comments on item 3. You're in the room. Please make your way to the microphone and wait for the timer to appear on the screen. Seeing no one come to the mic. And move forward. Before accepting the minutes, are there any subcommittee questions or corrections to the April 17th, 2024 minutes?
For the record, since I wasn't seated at the time, I did watch the video of the meeting its entirety.
Since we don't have, I don't see any changes coming. Seeing none, we'll open public comment on item 4. Again, if you're in the room, please move to the microphone. Seeing no one. I think the minutes are approved as submitted. Moving on to new business, Director Burke is going to introduce item 5.1, Water Use Efficiency Programs Overview with Claire Nordley presenting.
Thank you, Chair Badenfort, and you did the introduction perfectly, so I'm going to turn it over to Claire.
Great. Good afternoon, Chair Badenfort and Board Member Mullins. I'm Claire Nordley. I'm the Senior Water Resources Planner, and I'm going to be providing a water use efficiency programs overview today. Excuse me. Of course, you all know our water supply portfolio. The majority of our water comes from Sonoma Water. We also have local groundwater supplies, and we have a small bit of recycled water for our urban customers for irrigation and for dust control. But what I really wanted to highlight on this slide is that the Santa Rosa Water also considers water use efficiency as part of our water supply portfolio. And that's because it really does achieve notable savings. As you can see here, over 4,000 acre feet per year is estimated to be saved through the water use efficiency programs. The vast majority of water demand in Santa Rosa is residential. As you can see, 50% is from single family residential and 17% is from multifamily. Total demand is about 6 billion gallons per year and about 54,000 accounts. So there was a law in that was with the goal of achieving water use reductions in 2020. It was called 20% by 2020, so 20% reduction by the year 2020. As you can see, water use was significantly under the target for Santa Rosa. So the orange line is the 2020 target. We were required to have our customers' gallons per capita per day, that's GPCD, at a goal of 126. In 2020, we were at 99. So Santa Rosa customers have done an excellent job over the years of achieving water savings. This is just another perspective of sort of the same information. The blue line is gross gallons per capita per day, GPCD, so total water use divided by all customers. And then the orange line is residential only, so just single family and multifamily customers. And as you can see, again, trend line is decreasing over time, and this goes all the way to the end of 2024. While our gallons per capita per day have been declining over time, our population has actually been increasing. So since 1990, population has increased by about 57%. And as you can see, gallons per capita per day is down 45. So it's really exciting to see that in the city, increasing in population doesn't mean an increase in water use. How has Santa Rosa done this? So the city of Santa Rosa has invested in water conservation for a long time, over 35 years, and invested $35 million or so in water conservation programs and in staff. The city has replaced about 58,000 toilets. 4.3 million square feet of turf have been converted into low water use gardens, and we offer numerous rebate and incentive programs. And like I said, it's resulted in really substantial savings. And one exciting thing to think about is how we compare to other agencies of our size or even of larger sizes. And we're sort of in the top echelon, actually, of cities our size, and even exceeding some customers, or sorry, some cities and agencies in Southern California that are much larger than us, that have saved significantly less water and have rebated significantly fewer square feet of turf. So that's exciting. I like to brag a little bit. So these are some of the rebate programs that Santa Rosa Water offers. There's a clothes washer rebate program, high efficiency toilet rebate, sustained reduction, and there's a typo on this slide. It should say $400 per 1,000 gallons, not per gallon. That would be quite a rebate. The efficient fixture direct install program, which you will hear about in 2 presentations, and then a suite of outdoor rebates as well. The irrigation efficiency rebate, grass removal, or our Cash for Grass program, rainwater harvesting, gray water, pool cover rebate, and pool removal rebate. So one of the things that Santa Rosa has committed to is cost effectiveness for our rebate programs. So the green line is the cost of water for us to purchase water from Sonoma Water. It's about $1,200 per acre foot. The vast majority of our rebate programs are underneath that cost. So it's less expensive for us to offer these programs and for our customers to utilize them than it is for us to purchase additional water supply. So we're proud of that fact, that we are cost effective in the rebate programs that we offer. This graph just shows the number of water waste reports that the water use efficiency team manages on an annual basis. As you can see, in 2017 through 2019, we received 100 or so reports. And then in 2020, huge increase, which is attributable to the fact that our AMI system was installed and we're able to see hourly consumption data. And once you can see hourly consumption data, you see when people have continuous use. And so you're able to reach out to them and encourage them to find and fix their leaks. So you can see in the middle of the drought, also in 2021, we had over 700 cases of water waste that we were responding to and encouraging our customers to find and fix. The water use efficiency team is also really active out in the community. We try to talk to and reach out to customers that may not want us to come to their home to offer rebate programs or incentives, or may not have interacted with us in the past. So these are a couple of pictures of past events that we've done. We've been at the Halloween at Howarth event, handing out candy and water use efficiency die tabs. We did a drought drop by where customers in a neighborhood could come out to our tent and pick up supplies. We also went to Friedman's on Santa Rosa Ave and handed out supplies there. So we really try to get out to a wide diversity of customers. The team also offers workshops. So we host workshops, we partner with other community leaders on workshops. We've done workshops on rainwater harvesting, irrigation controllers, sheet mulching for landscape conversion. And the workshops that are virtual, we do record and then we post on our website at the link that's right there. And that way customers can find those workshops on demand as they want to. So this is our lawn removal rebate. You can see these are the number of square feet of turf removed over the years. And you can see a lot of the program participation was sort of in the 2016 and previous. And we think that's because a lot of customers are really enthusiastic when a new rebate program comes out, and they're excited, and they have removed their lawn. And now it's sort of the early adopters have adopted. And so now how do we get to more of those mainstream customers? So that's sort of where we're always trying to innovate and find new avenues to engage with our customers and encourage them to remove their lawn and replace that with low water use plants. That's one of our most fruitful programs in terms of water savings. So we really try to encourage customers to participate in Cash for Grass program. Excuse me. This is a graph that just shows the number of water smart checkups. So this is when we go into a customer's home, we offer them free devices like shower heads, faucet aerators, toilet dye tabs. We check for leaks. And then we go outside their house and we look at their irrigation controller. We provide them recommendations about how frequently to water, and provide them pre-qualification for any rebate programs that they may be interested in. So as you can see, we've had this program for a long time. Customers have participated in the hundreds at least every year. The 2017, you can see 2016 and 2017 are very high, and that's because we had a toilet direct install program at that time. And so plumbers were conducting these water smart checkups while they were replacing the toilets. So here are a couple of quotes. We do survey our customers after they participate in the lawn removal rebate program, and we ask them, how to go. What would you recommend changing? How was your experience? We want to make sure that we're doing a good job and offering good customer service. I'm proud to say that we have a very good rating, and people leave us really nice quotes like this. Everybody's raving about the excellent job we did and how gorgeous. I'm so proud. So it's so nice to hear directly from customers that they appreciate the programs that we offer, and they're excited about the program as well. We also have a rainwater harvesting program. So to date, since 2009, when the program launched, we've rebated over 245,000 gallons of storage, and that's been about 160 sites since program inception. The team also participates in quite a lot of marketing. We always want to make sure our message is getting out there. So we provide information on water bill inserts. We mail letters directly to customers. We even geo-target customers based on certain demographics or size or age of home, for example. We also do messaging on the outside of the water bill sometimes, so you don't even have to open your letter to get our information. Also information on the actual face of the water bill. We've also done marketing where we place a little blurb on the phone hold message. So always trying to reach out to our customers in a variety of different ways. One thing I just wanted to touch on is the new Water Smart portal. I guess it's not so new at this point. It's a couple of years old, or a year. This is an online portal where customers can log on for free and see their monthly, weekly, and hourly water use. One of the best benefits of this portal is that they can also set up alerts to receive a text message or an email if their use goes over a certain threshold that they set. We found this to be really helpful for customers who want that early leak detection potential. So just sort of pivoting from what we have been doing to sort of the future of water conservation, just recently the Making Water Conservation a California Way of Life legislation has been finalized through the rulemaking process. And basically the state is requiring a certain water use objective, and each agency is required to meet this objective. The objective is made up of various different points, as you can see on here. There's a target for residential indoor usage, a target for residential outdoor, commercial, industrial, institutional, dedicated irrigation meter outdoor target, and then a target as well for water loss, so our loss on our actual distribution side. And then if applicable, some agencies qualify for variances or bonus incentives. So for example, agencies that may have agricultural water use, they would be given another allotment of water to be able to sustain that. Santa Rosa doesn't qualify for any of those, but that's okay because dun, 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 the city is under our water use objective by nearly 40%. So that's a great achievement. Our objective is all the way up to 22,000 acre feet, and we're significantly under that. So it's really thanks to our water customers who have been saving water for decades that this is the case for us. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. First of all, congratulations. That's really an impressive program. Very proud of that. The city's always been a leader in technology, and this program is obviously one of a couple of observations in what my background. I started my career in 1977 during the first major drought in California. One of my first tasks as a new employee was to knock on ratepayers' doors and hand them a bill that had a penalty. And, you can just imagine the response and how far it's come. I had one guy pour the bill up in front of me and threw it at me. So obviously we've come a long way with programs and outreach. Show how people are engaged and can save that. And so my question is, sustaining that is how do we continue to fund programs like this and make them accessible during drought years and crisis periods where we have to go to the same ratepayers and say, you know, thank you for doing what you did, but we're not meeting our fixed costs because water usage is down. And so their reward for doing what we've asked them to do is the rates go up because we have to meet our funding obligations. I've talked to Director Burke about this, and something that I've championed for decades, not just here in this body. So I'm going to continue to advocate that we identify how we fund these programs and how we fund with some sort of reserve that's embedded in our rates, so that when we get into these periods of droughts, which we know they're going to come, we just don't know when. The cycle is about every 10 years, there's a major drought. So do we have a reserve sitting here for that purpose so that we can use those funds to make up some of that, some or all of that loss in revenue, so that we don't have to go back to the customers that are already on board and doing what we asked them to do, that your rates are going to go up. We go back into that, and then you build it back up for the next time. So it's something that I think needs to be part of our rate structure going forward. And then lastly is the amount of information just spectacular. Do we have a dedicated website for water conservation? And so all those little fancy flyers and things, people could go on there and get them themselves and help themselves do it?
Maybe not the flyers. We don't usually post our marketing materials or printed marketing materials online as well. But we do a lot of like social media posts to, you know, next door. We do online advertising through the Press Democrat. There's a lot of marketing out there. But I wouldn't say we post necessarily our printed materials back on our website.
Lastly, I think you owe it to the ratepayers to advocate for what the city's doing. I think you deserve a lot of credit for that, and the savings are just fantastic. And there's nothing wrong with bragging about how successful programs are, because the average ratepayer probably doesn't even know that's going on. And so I really think you're short shrifting yourself by not doing that. And I encourage you to promote all that's going on. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I know at the end of the last drought, we did produce a marketing campaign that thanked our customers for saving like they did, and then showed the total water savings that we had achieved during that last 3-year drought. And I think there was some good traction on that. I know a lot of people commented on it on Facebook, oh, great, I'm glad to see. And yeah, it would be nice, you're right, to do more like that, because our customers have done a wonderful job over the years, over the decades, of really achieving these, concerted savings. So you're right.
Thank you. Just a couple questions, probably none that have answers, and I shouldn't ponder in the way that I do, but on our water conservation target, 40% reduction is just magnificent. And it's because of every single one of these things that you guys do. I remember when climate policy goals first came out and whatnot, that there was some concern that, right, California or the city of Santa Rosa, for example, if a mandate comes out and it says reduced by 20%, but we've already reduced by 25%, does it end up capitalizing almost because of the progress that we've made? And so in the event that we see another 10% reduction mandate, are we essentially at 55%? Is there a way that kind of gets handled in management kind of side of experience?
Yeah, so in the past, in the 2020 legislation that I showed with our use declining, that was a sort of blanket, everybody's in the entire state has to save 20% by 2020. After that was put out there, cities and agencies like ourselves and people who have conserved felt that was unfair. Some agencies have saved quite a lot over the years and others have not so much. And so why are we all being treated the exact same with the savings goal? So this new legislation is basically to reflect that. It's customized based on your population, your past demand. And so it's tailored to the city and agency. The legislation, of course, is not perfect, right? It's complicated, but it's probably better than a blanket goal because it does allow us to have that sort of reward for having saved in the past. So that 40% that we're below our target. They're saying you can go up to 22,000 acre feet and we're 40% below that. So we could really use more, not that I want our customers to do that, but we could, and we would still be in compliance. So I think we really are getting a reward based on our past ability to save by being below that target that the state is mandating. And many other agencies are not in that same situation. There's many in Sacramento where it's hotter, or Central Valley that hasn't had as many programs, where they are not below their target and they are having to implement very costly and very quickly programs that they need to roll out and get a lot of participation in very quickly in order to meet these state targets. And we're lucky that we're not in that same situation.
Glad that state policy's gotten a little bit more tailored over the years.
Yes.
Just on the outreach, which one is it? Was it lawns? It was cash for grass. Kind of thinking through where are the places for new outreach. It's just an idea. I know you guys have reached out to every pocket of the community, but just in case, there's a lot of professional organizations that have a lot of communications with housing and homeowners and people that build and own and live and maintain different properties, whether it's residential or agricultural or commercial. So just a suggestion there. There's many of them that communicate with our members constantly. And as so much with communications, I know for me as a first time busy homeowner that doesn't have a lot of experience in how do you maintain a property, what do you look out for? I think what ends up being the most effective for me is if there is one place I can go, I might save money on my water in the city of Santa Rosa, and get the list. I've gone through the site, not the last few months, but was able to find everything.
Good. Good. I'm glad to hear that.
And I am am, of course, a customer, but also a beneficiary of so many of these things. We had a leak. I knew that our toilets should have been replaced. We did it. I'm embarrassed, but also proud to say that our water bill went down by over half.
Nice.
And then we know that because we log into the portal, and I got a letter from the city letting us know that we had, or a call from the city letting us know that we might have a leak, and it's
Good.
fantastic. So thank you very much.
That makes me very happy. I'm glad it's worked out.
If there's no other comments from the subcommittee, I guess I will open public comment. Thanks so much for your presentation.
Thank you.
If there's anyone in the room that might want to participate in public comment on item 5.1, please move to the microphone. Seeing no one, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Burke. Item 5.2.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair Badenfort, members of the subcommittee. Our next item is the Water Awareness Month and Water Use Efficiency Awards. And Heather Avilas, our sustainability rep, will be making the presentation.
Yeah. Yeah. And then once it opens, you can put it in a presentation mode.
We're there, thank you. My name is Heather Avilas with the Water Use Efficiency Team, and I'm here today to present our 2025 Water Use Efficiency Awards and tell you about our Water Awareness Month activities. Our Water Use Efficiency Team has been giving out awards for excellence in water use since 1998. Each year, we highlight different customers of different classes who have gone above and beyond to save water. This year's first award nominee is Alfredo Valencia. He's been a customer of ours since the 90s, but participating in our program since the early 2000s. This last year, he installed 330 gallons of rainwater storage. He also participated in our direct install toilet program, which replaced his toilet with an efficient toilet and his fixtures as well. We estimate his water savings to actually be 15,000 gallons a year. There was a small mistake there because he did have a gray water system that he installed in 2012, but unfortunately he said he remodeled and had to remove it. So the water savings is removed. He has also done water checkups with us in the past as well. So he's been very tightly connected to our team over the years. Our second award nominee is Deborah Debray. She removed over 2,900 square feet of turf at her property and replaced it with a low water use garden. One of the exciting features of this garden is her rainwater capture garden off to the side there. And that allows the rainwater to slow and sink and help refill our groundwater aquifers. It's also just a very nice garden, which helps encourage neighbors to do the same project. So we love the really nice looking ones. We estimate that the water savings for this is about 32,000 gallons a year. Turf takes a lot of water, so these turf removal projects on this scale save so much water for us. Our third and last nomination is Richard Dobbins. This last year, he installed 275 gallons of rainwater storage. He replaced one high flow toilet with an efficient one using our rebate program. He also removed 325 square feet of turf and replaced it with a low water use landscape as well. These savings come out to about 9,000 gallons a year. As most of you know, May is Water Awareness Month. So on May 13th, we'll be going to City Council to receive the proclamation of Water Awareness Month, as well as presenting these water use efficiency awards that you're voting on today. We advertise our Water Awareness Month activities through some of the methods that Claire was mentioning earlier. We use social media, radio ads, newsletters, and our local partnerships. A couple of our main activities are our eco-friendly garden tour. This will be May 10th. There'll be 19 gardens in total throughout Sonoma County and 6 of them specifically in Santa Rosa. The second nominee will actually be a garden on this tour. And our staff will have a table at her house to talk to customers about our programs. We're expecting over 3,000 people to sign up. And the garden is, you get the addresses and they get to drive around and see whichever ones they want. Our second event is the Earth Day event. It'll be Saturday, April 26th, down at Courthouse Square. We'd love to see you there. Every year since 2008, our team has been hosting the Water Smart Expo to help our community find different ways to use water efficiently. We have displays of gray water, rainwater capture, our turf removal projects, as well as low water use and native plants on display. We have vendors from both inside the city and external vendors coming in to help to show people what water use efficiency looks like. This year, it'll be at the Wednesday Market, downtown Santa Rosa, June 25th, from 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. To go back to the Water Use Efficiency Awards, it is my recommendation by the Santa Rosa Water that the Board of Public Utilities Water Conservation Subcommittee approve the proposed 2025 Water Use Efficiency Award winners. Thank you. Any questions?
Fantastic. I always like hearing about this very much.
Thank you.
I like how they're broken out into different tiers, types of property and sizes. And it speaks well, both of our department and our customers. One of these days, I'm also going to be self-centered.
Please.
No comments.
Yes.
So I move that the committee approve the recommendations for water use efficiency awards and refer them to the city council.
Thank you.
We'll open public comment on item 5.2. If you're in the room, please move to one. Seeing no one. Secretary Montoya, please do roll call.
Board Member Mullen,
Aye.
Chair Badenfort.
Aye.
Let the record reflect that passes unanimously with Board Member DeWitt absent.
Thank you, Ms. Vias.
Thank you.
Director Burke, will now introduce item 5.3.
Thank you, Chair Badenfort and members of the subcommittee. Our last item for you today is item 5.3, which is our grant-funded direct install programs. There's 2 of them, so programs update, and Rebecca Baker, our administrative technician, will be making the presentation.
Okay. I think I got it now. Couldn't make it go away. And then we want to go over here. And do like that. And. Okay, right? There you go. And then share. All right. We can see our note. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Well, I'm happy to be here. Good afternoon, everyone. And I'm here to give you an overview, as our director said, of the Efficient Fixtures Direct Install Program. And this, over the past 30 years, the Water Department has sponsored many programs to get water savings through toilets and fixtures, and rebates, programs, direct install programs, which I'll be talking about today, a distribution program where we gave away toilets for people to install themselves, I believe. And we also are always giving away high efficiency fixtures for everyone in Santa Rosa. So our direct install program involves a system where customers receive toilets and fixtures that are installed by plumbers in their homes without charge. And for this program, plumbers remove high water using toilets. That's toilets with 1.6 gallons per flush or more. And they replace them with the most efficient toilets available, and with fixtures like shower heads that are replaced so that they have high efficiency models. And our process specifically, originally we'd qualified 5 plumbers who started in August of 2023. 3 are still active. And at this point, staff will hear from customers who are interested in the program, and they will evaluate whether the customer's toilets qualify, and then assign that customer to a plumber. The plumbers will contact the customer and schedule the replacement. Keep doing that. Apologies. In terms of outreach for this program, we've mailed thousands of letters and contacted customers in other ways to try to reach them and include them in this program. We focus on trying to find customers, residents who may not have had the financial wherewithal to replace their toilets themselves. However, toilets are replaced on a first come, first served basis. So anyone who requests the toilet replacement and who meets the criteria will have their toilets replaced in order of contacting us. So our first funding source was a state earmark of funds at $1.5 million. And it cost us nothing except for staff time, which is great. And this program includes commercial and residential sites. So to date for this part of the program, we've done almost 1,600 toilets have been replaced, including hundreds of fixtures at almost 550 sites. We anticipate that when funds run out mid-year, we will have installed almost 2,000 toilets. Our second funding source comes through the federal government, through the Bureau of Reclamation, and it's called a WEG grant, which is Water and Energy Efficiency Grant. And it is administered through Sonoma Water. We're a sub-grantee. And the city had to provide matching funds for the grant, which started at the end of last year. And the program is only applicable to residential sites. For this program, we have
increased our outreach by targeting specific geographical areas and contacting multifamily properties and many other methods. These targeted neighborhoods include the one represented here. This is an example of a community targeted to receive postcards. Targeted communities were Spanish-speaking, lower income, or older neighborhoods that were more likely to have the eligible toilets. And they received something like this. This is an example of a postcard that we mailed to the targeted area. And we incorporated QR codes so recipients could easily reach the web page and application that we have online. And we are continuing our outreach efforts. It was mentioned earlier, contacting people who, professionals who have a lot of outreach to different neighborhoods. We're trying to put together an article for HOA newsletters so that HOAs can easily contact their customers. And we do welcome postcards for all of our new account holders each month. That's about 300 to 500 new account holders. And our next series of postcards will include the Efficient Fixtures Direct Install program. And the water bills in April will include an insert that talks about the program as well. So to date, this program is being administered by a Civic Spark Fellow and who's taken on a lot of the day-to-day responsibility for the program, which is great. We've done almost 200 toilets and at over 125 sites. And going forward, we expect to be able to replace 2,500 toilets and perform additional outreach activities as I mentioned. So that's a summary of our current programs. Thanks so much. Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for your presentation. A couple of questions. Didn't appear to be in any of your presentations what the realized savings are, or did I miss it? Going from a 1.6 down to one of the more efficient ones.
It's mentioned overall on the slides. I don't know the number off the top of my head.
Well, maybe I should tell you the reason I'm asking is when you're trying to convince someone to sell it, if you could say you're gonna save 2,000 gallons on something with a high efficiency, that's tangible and they can see what that's going to do for their water bill and sewer bill. And so I would just think that would be more helpful to get it up front so that people understand money. We're talking now about the price of eggs.
Yeah.
And if you can go in and say, this is going to reduce your utility bill and your sewer bill by about this kind of range, then there's a real grab for people. I'm
sure Heather knows the number off the top of her head, so she'll fill in.
So the water savings per toilet going from 1.6 to a 0.8 gallons per flush is about 4,000 gallons a year is what we're estimating. And that's assuming 5.1 flushes per day, per person per day. This program also, because it has the fixture replacement, the plumbers are supposed to be doing basically what we do in a home water checkup. And the water savings for a home water checkup is about 10,000 gallons a year. I think part of that water savings is also that our team usually educates the customer while we're there on behavioral changes as well. So the 10,000 a year might be a little bit inflated for just replacing the fixtures, but it's approximately 14,000 a year for the fixtures and the toilet replaced.
Thank you. That's great. You know, they can do the math, figure out what they're, because they're getting it for free. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's no recovery of their money is just going to be a long-term recovery.
Right. Yeah, it's totally free on their part. We replaced the toilets at our office and the use went down by 50%.
So again, back to that promoting how great these programs are and that sort of thing. My only other question is about the continuation of the grant funding at the state program, or no,
The second
Bureau
one?
of Reclamation
Uh-huh.
is federal money grants, particularly in California, are now in play.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all concerned about what that's going to do for the various programs that rely on that for their funding and their operations. Is our position is we're hopeful and we're going to try to do our best to promote it, say how important it is, but if it doesn't, then the program stops, or we have to find.
Well, the nice thing about the first earmarked funds that we had, the 1.5 million, is that it was distributed in one lump sum and we had the funds. We didn't have to worry about anything. This one, however, is not. We're reimbursed quarterly, but part of the funds are our own matching funds. So if it were to stop, we would not lose our matching funds, which is good.
So to your question, Board Member Mullen, we are following all the federal funding opportunities that we have very closely. So far, we have not heard that this particular grant is going to be pulled back, but we are hearing that they're looking at the Bureau of Reclamation and they are looking to take programs and money back. If we do have this grant canceled, unfortunately, we will have to suspend the program because this program is only cost effective through the grant. Without the matching grant fund, we'd have to suspend it and try and either find another grant opportunity, maybe through the state or some other way. So we do make it clear with all the outreach materials that these programs are available as long as we have the funding. They are first come, first served. We have continued to push through our elected officials. Our mayor was just back in DC, I think last week. He met with the Bureau, he met with the Army Corps. We're continuing to advocate. And we are also putting forward additional asks of our congressional delegation, whether it's at the state or the federal. We're asking both. One of the asks we've put forward is to continue to get grant funding potentially earmarks, although we just found out, of course, that the continuing resolution didn't contain any. But we're continuing to ask for funding specifically for water conservation programs. So if we're able to get something like that, if we lose portions of this Bureau of Rec grant, we would hopefully be able to find other pots of funding. So that's probably a lot more lengthy than needed,
No,
but it is
I
something we're
appreciate-
very concerned about.
I wasn't trying to go down a road of why aren't we doing more? It's just that we're all kind of trying to see what tomorrow is.
Mhm.
I was just concerned,
Mhm.
seeing how much money we're getting from these grants, which is great, right? Should be a model for anybody else to say what we get with this money. But the trend is, particularly in California, is that.
Mhm.
Thank you.
I did want to follow up on your first question a bit as well. When I talk to people directly, a lot of them think in terms of immediate costs with their plumbing. So they realize that the cost of a plumber and installing a toilet is high, and they're happy to save that money at that time. So that is a big draw for them at that level as well. Yeah. Sure.
I just have a comment or a question. You notice that there's three contractors in the program at this time.
Mhm.
That doesn't sound like enough, is it?
It's enough. It matches our needs at this point. Yeah. Yeah.
That's good. I know sometimes it's not the easiest thing in the world to get contractors to come on board.
Mhm.
And just to dovetail off of Board Member Bullock's comments, yes, certainly the free toilet itself and the free equipment itself, that's certainly a benefit, but also I think for the everyday customer that maybe isn't plugged into the contractor community,
Mhm.
to know that there is a contractor that's available, that all of the expertise is kind of figured out. What
Mhm.
we need to do is make a call,
Mhm.
ask for help, and it shows up and it's reliable, it's
Mhm.
legal, and it's part of my very own water department in the city. It's
Mhm.
fantastic. So thank you, and thank you to the staff for prioritizing these. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
We will open public comment on item 5.3 if there are no. Seeing no one rise to the microphone. Thank you, Ms. Baker. And I think that takes care of our agenda for today. Thank you, everyone, for a great meeting. Thank you to Director Burke and to your team. Great meeting today. Thanks a lot. We are adjourned.